So much of the effort and energy around homelessness is rightfully focused on the crisis situation we see on the streets, getting people off the streets and getting them into housing. But the reality is we can never lose sight of the need to work on prevention. Stopping a new person from becoming homeless is in many ways more effective and more important than the other efforts we're doing. Otherwise, you just slide backwards. If you look at a lot of the recent data, we are seeing not only increases in folks who are on the street, but increases in the number of first-time folks becoming homeless. And that compels us as a county to look for every single opportunity, everything that we can do to not only tackle the immediacy of the situation for folks who are unhoused, but to redouble and recommit our efforts to stop that slide into homelessness. As a board, we've been taking actions. One of my first actions when I arrived here was the establishment of our Flex Pool for housing, designed to provide that flexibility to go out and help people who are at risk of becoming homeless, and let's keep them in their homes, let's keep them housed. And that effort is vital. But we're here today to talk about two new efforts that the county is undertaking, utilizing better technology, taking a look at what else might we do. And I'm very excited to talk about both of them. We're here today to talk about our predictive analytic tool. This is where we can analyze a considerable amount of data that the county already has to really predict someone who is at high risk or very vulnerable to becoming homelessness, and then proactively reach out to them and engage with them and say, how are you doing? What's going on? Do you need help or support to keep you housed? This has been successfully deployed in Los Angeles County, and I'm excited. On Tuesday, tomorrow, our board will consider us adopting this model moving forward. And then the second is a county-based app that will really have us put to use and put to work a lot of our county workers who may routinely engage with unsheltered folks. These are workers, our parks folks, our librarians. They may not be dedicated homeless outreach folks, but they do encounter those. And how do we help them get that information and data into our county system so we can engage with these folks? And so what we're really talking about here on one of them is important to invest in upstream prevention to stop the slide of new people becoming homelessness. And on the second, how do we better utilize our existing county staff to really kind of deputize them as folks who can be engaged in the outreach efforts and what we're doing. So tomorrow, my colleagues will be voting on a policy I'm bringing forward to create an integrated data system with multiple county department data sources to create a risk assessment to determine who is at most risk of homelessness, and then create a dedicated homeless prevention unit within the County of San Diego. By using one integrated system with combined data points in the risk assessment, we again can better predict and understand when an individual are in need of intervention before it gets to the point of them being on the streets. These data points may not be predictive on their own. One by itself may not tell you the story, but when you assemble multiple things together, it can point you into an area where we need to intervene. Someone may owe the county money. They may have been arrested. They may have come to our psych hospital. The combination of these factors points us to them having a high probability of being at high risk of homelessness. And again, we can intercede and intervene and try and help keep them keep them housed and where they are. These flags and things I think will be very important. The new programs will proactively and strategically help keep people in their homes and help reduce instances of street homelessness. In order to fully accomplish this, our Office of Homeless Solutions and Equitable Communities needs a dedicated prevention unit to assist in communication and coordination. There's a lot of work between various departments of assembling data, of the outreach, and then once you encounter an individual, a lot of work around finding the solution that may be best tailored for that individual. A lot of times these folks are in a situation where they need a creative or flexible response, something designed to bridge the gap, and it could be different in every single instance. It could be different in every circumstance and situation. And so I'm really excited to see us move forward on this, and I believe this approach builds on successful implementation of similar research-backed predictive models that have already been implemented in Los Angeles County. And so I'm excited to see that move forward. I was particularly struck about a story in Los Angeles. In LA, there was a single mom with 6 kids. Her landlord was contacted by the County of LA multiple times to correct code violations on the property. The mother was unaware of this. The landlord was negligent, and the county served papers that all residents must vacate the property. The mom was already using a housing voucher to keep her family housed and would have had nowhere to go. The LA predictive model identified this mother as being at high risk, The homeless prevention unit picked up the phone and cold called her. She was relieved, and not only was this unit able to save the property by engaging faster and quicker with the landlord unit, they were able to keep this mom and her kids and family housed. They would have had nowhere else to go. So again, an example of the types of stories and situations that we can see in terms of what we're doing. Another thing that I'm excited to roll out right now is an app designed to get more of our unsheltered folks into housing. This app will give additional county employees the ability to effectively communicate people who are currently homeless that it may otherwise be missed with services. The designed non-outreach employees whose jobs at times bring them in contact with persons experiencing homeless will have access to the app through their phone, laptop, or work computer. Again, as I mentioned earlier, these employees are likely to be librarians or park rangers. The app is expected to streamline referrals from county staff who interact with the community, provide our homeless solution team with better real-time tracking, allow outreach and service providers to more quickly respond and react. So again, two separate things we're talking about here today. One we'll be voting on tomorrow as a Board of Supervisors is a predictive analytic tool designed to spot folks at risk of experiencing homelessness before they're homeless, and then have dedicated prevention teams who can reach out to them and figure out what can we do to keep you in your home, keep you housed, keep you sheltered. And the second is the launch of a new app for county workers who are not specific homeless outreach folks to be able to provide information to our homeless outreach teams to get them engaged in work. And I'm excited about all of these efforts that are moving forward. We know we have to do more. The situation you see on the streets, the condition that's out there compels us to continue to ask what else, what more, what new way, what new technology, what new data, and continue to strive to give every single tool that's in the toolkit we need to be put to use. And these two tools, I think, will help us as a county moving forward.